Have you been scared ever since you came here?
Honestly, one time we decided to just take a stroll just around our community. As soon as we started strolling, we saw a man with his gun. I was like, is it just like that? People are flaunting their guns.
Is there racism here? What would you say?
If somebody doesn't like you, they tell you to your face.
Guys, I've seen her payslip, eh? Hey! Joyce, be honest with me. There are thousands of people watching between the UK and the US. Is it worth it? Yeah.
I would honestly say,
Stop that. Hi guys, so as you can see, I have our sweetheart here, Joicel. So for those who have been on the channel for a while, I'm sure you may have seen her face before. Guys, she's in the US. I'm sure that you guys know that I'm currently in the US, right? My family, right? And Joyce and her husband came to visit us, and I'm like, she needs to give us everything we need to know about the US. Is it worth it? So for those who don't know, myself and my husband and my son, we're currently visiting my parents, but Joyce has moved permanently from the UK to the US. Joyce, be honest with me, guys. There are thousands of people watching. For those of us who are still contemplating between the UK and the US, is it worth it? How long have you been here?
3 months.
I think 3 months is good enough to share.
It is.
Yeah.
I would honestly say it is 110% worth it.
Because one.
I mean, it's a lot.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna have a chat, so you get to know.
Okay.
But it is worth it. Absolutely worth it.
You don't regret it?
No.
How long did you live in the UK before you left?
I lived, I think, 4 years.
4 years?
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, I moved here.
So that means you're very close to getting your permanent residency in the UK, and then you just let that go. You just left and then you moved here.
Yeah. But now you know, I've never wanted to be in the UK.
Yeah.
All my life, even before I went to the UK, my plan was to get to the UK and then move to US, and then COVID happened. So I couldn't, I just got stuck in the UK. So the time came and I'm here.
Guys, I've seen her payslip, eh? Hey! If she gives me the chance, the permission, I'll show it. Guys, it's crazy how much she's making in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. Some of us are not making that in a month in the UK. So you work in what department here?
So I'm in emergency room.
And then you were in emergency back in UK as well?
Yeah.
Was it on purpose? Did you choose it?
So I think when I was coming from Ghana, I was doing med-surg.
Okay.
But then I wanted a place that would make you very employable.
Okay.
So I found it's either A&E or ICU. But I chose A&E because I remember I loved doing A&E when we were doing our rotation back. I loved A&E. So I was like, okay, at least I've had an experience in A&E, so let me just go. And I loved it. I know friends that I took to A&E, they never went back. So I think it was a good choice.
Wow. So what would you say the main difference is working in A&E in the UK and working in A&E in the US? Which is tougher, which is more difficult? Patients to nurse ratio, what's it like?
We use literally most of the stuff, like it's the same. The same trolley, the same wheelchair, like a lot of things are the same. So it wasn't like I'm gonna do a totally different thing. So I knew most of the stuff. Patients to nurse ratio, it is 4 to 1. So one nurse to 4 patients
in the emergency room.
Yeah, just like in the UK.
Okay.
But what I find is that because the UK is free, we tend to have a lot of people visiting in a day. But because sometimes I get to here and our waiting room is literally empty. But in the UK, you will never see that.
The waiting room.
Unless it's like Christmas, and even after that, they're gonna show up. So it's like, where did they go? Well, I don't know, ill the previous day. So I'm like, I find because it's not free, people tend to come to the hospital when they really need it.
Have you been scared ever since you came here about the gun violence or about the crime rates here?
Honestly, because I used to take a lot of strolls with my husband when we were in the UK. Even like 11 p.m, we used to stroll back in the UK. And then one time we decided to just take a stroll just around our community. And it was just as, and it was 6 p.m. As soon as we started strolling, we saw a man with his gun. Like, I was like, what? Is it just like that? People are flaunting their guns. I was like, so we had to just end the stroll and go back. And since then, I've not been able to stroll. But knowing me, I'm somebody who would love to come out, enjoy fresh air. But now it's limited to my balcony.
So that means you're not as free as you were in the UK?
I wouldn't say I'm still free, but I'm very careful.
Okay.
And how I'm careful because of all the things I've heard and all the things I've seen.
Okay.
It might not necessarily be the same. It might be an exaggerated stuff that we've seen, but just to be on the safe side, I prefer to stay at home.
So in the UK, what was your average take home? And over here, what's your average take home, if you don't mind?
So in the UK, my average take home for 4 weeks was around 1,800.
1,800
after tax.
After tax.
And here, my average take home after tax for 4 weeks is about 5,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what about bills?
Do you know one thing? When I was coming here, I heard a lot of scary stuff about bills and taxes. And I'm like, how bad can this be from what I'm seeing in UK? Because I felt my bills were just too much. And then I got here and I moved to my house, like my apartment. So I was like, I told my manager, where is my bill? And he was like, oh, don't worry, the company will send it to you, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, fine. And the bill came for 1 month and our gas was $16 for 2 people. Gas. 16. Imagine I cook like something.
Wow.
I always, like I'm literally cooking every day because my husband doesn't eat still food. So I'm cooking every day. And it was $16 for a month. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's only 3 months. I can't really say why. And then,
by the way, if you're looking to transfer money from the UK, Canada, US, to these 10 African countries, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania, Botswana, Rwanda, whether you use an Android, whether you use an iOS, do not forget to use Lemfi. They have the best rates on the market. If you want value for your money, if you want the person to get the exact amount that you're sending without any transaction fee, without any transfer fees, the best app to use is Lemfi. They have the best rates on the market, like no doubt. And then when you send the money, the person gets it immediately, guys. You have customer support that's going to help you if you have any issues. Ever since I discovered that's what myself and my friends have been using, so you can trust Lemfi. Download Lemfi with the link in the description. And when you transfer money, your first transfer about like £100. If you transfer using my referral link or the name Nanelle, you get 10% of the money you're transferring back. So if you transfer £100, you get £10 back. £200, you get £20 back, but it's capped at £50. Okay, so use Lemfi. Okay, it used to be formerly known as Lemonade Finance, but this time around they've come with even so much goodness, guys. I'm just too excited. So even as I'm in the US, I'm still sending money to Ghana using Lemfi. They're that good. Yeah, thank you so much, Lemfi, for sponsoring today's video.
And then electricity came. I think water is free and electricity I pay like 66 for 1 month. And I was like, just this? Is this what the people have been complaining? But maybe it's just because I'm in an apartment.
Okay.
Those in houses
my mom is in a different state, right? And she pays for water. So I think it's a bit different. So
exactly.
Your state, water is free.
Yeah,
gas
it's
was
free.
like 16. Electricity was like 60.
Yeah.
What about rent?
Rent for a 1-bedroom apartment. And when I say 1 bedroom, it's not
small.
Trust me, those in UK, the stuff, that 1-bedroom apartment I'm talking about is not what is in UK.
Okay.
Literally, if I'm not exaggerating, my living area and my kitchen is the whole of my 1-bedroom apartment when I was in UK. But here it is very spacious.
Very spacious.
And I'm paying $16.50. Yeah,
that's not bad.
It's not at all.
Because $16.50 in pound will be like 1,100 or 1,200 or something.
Yeah. And imagine, apparently, I'm living in one of the expensive areas and I'm paying that amount.
So that's
so
wow. I noticed that you got a car almost immediately you came here.
Yeah.
How easy was it? Was it difficult?
With our profession, I know UK, for instance, it doesn't matter what you do. If you don't have the credit score, they won't give you. But here, even if you don't have the credit score, they'll still consider your profession or what you do or the agency or the hospital you work for. Because they trust certain people. Once they have an approval to say, yes, this person works for me, it is way easier for them to give you an approval. So it was very easy. All my colleagues, nobody struggled.
Wow.
What I realized was that some of the car dealers chase us with the cars. Whoa. So like they give you like options and deals that will entice you.
And I love your car. Can I show it?
Oh yeah, you can, absolutely.
I'll show it, guys. Wow.
And when I came, I was speaking to this dealer. So he was like, oh, if you really want to get it, I can offer you a car for free to drive till your car is ready because we bought a brand new car. And I was like, what? Are you going to do that? And he said, oh yeah, we're going to do that. And they paid for everything except the fuel. So they gave me the Honda CR-V. I drove that for almost 2 months before my car was ready and they brought the car.
Wow.
Brand new, 0 mileage. So yeah.
Yeah, so you can get some car £2,000, £6,000. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow. And be honest with me as well with the taxes.
Yeah.
You've experienced how much UK people take for tax. How is it like here? I hear you don't pay taxes and at the end of the tax year you pay something. How's it like?
So I know we've all heard like how bad the American tax system is, but honestly, no. When you told me we're going to have this interview, my husband was like, make sure you talk like somebody who knows what they're talking about. I was like, the only thing I might not have an idea or clue about is the tax because it's not like a set percentage that the UK has out, like 20% for everything. But here, they have like 4 different taxes they take. But the thing is, they've not given us a set amount, like a percentage they take out. So I sat down and I calculated every month how much, or every 2 weeks how much they take it. And it came up to 23%. Or so it's not far from what they take in the UK. It's just like a lot of things. So at the end of the month, what the government is taking, like 4 different taxes. There's the federal tax, state tax, I think Medicare, and then you pay another one to Social Security. So, but when you combine everything, I think maximum 25%, yeah. Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Because you're paid
every 2 weeks, yeah. But the thing is, you make the money. So, well, to me, I don't feel it, honestly.
What do you miss about UK? What do you miss? Be honest.
One thing, food. Food is relatively cheaper in the UK, and I miss my friends. Like, it's so difficult finding.
Your friends, example.
You
Nene.
and. Yeah, I miss my friends, honestly.
Yeah.
But I find it's very difficult finding genuine people to be friends with. You just have to be careful because you never know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I miss my friends.
So was it very easy to integrate into the system here? Did you find like sort of like some discrimination? Is there racism here? What would you say?
I've not faced like an actual racist.
Okay.
If somebody doesn't like you, they tell you to your face.
Okay.
And then you know, okay, this person doesn't like me, so I'll be careful.
Okay.
And not be close to this person. But as somebody, what we see in the videos, like the Karens, I've not met any. I mean, that's why I said it's 3 months, and it's very early to judge. But generally, I think, and because when I came, I started getting all my documents ready, going for orientations and stuff. So I didn't really have time to say, oh, I'm bored or I'm trying to fit in. No, I just came. The next day I was out trying to get my stuff.
You remember I did a video about my regrets moving to the UK?
Yeah.
And in that video I mentioned that another regret is that in the UK it will take you like 5 years to get your permanent residency. However, if you're a nurse going to the US, you get permanent residency the same week.
Yeah.
People were calling me liars in the comment section. Please tell them.
So when we came, I think the first week the first week we applied for our social security because you can't do that outside, but you can't apply for your permanent residency outside the United States.
Okay.
So what we did was that when we paid for everything, we applied. So when we entered, we did everything with them, with their like those people that check you in and make sure you have all your documents are legit and everything. So they were like, okay, we're going to send to this address. I said, okay. And now the next week, my manager called me to say, you have a letter. So I went around and I got it, and it was the green card.
Your green card came
the next week.
After 1 week.
Yeah, and I know somebody who had their green card the same week, literally the same week, and this person posted on their status. And I was like, wow, because mine took 2 weeks.
I wasn't lying.
Yeah.
I wasn't lying. Even if it took 3 weeks, Joyce.
It still came.
It came.
And then it's only weeks.
And it's permanent residency.
Yeah, and it's for 10
I've
years.
been in the UK almost 5 years and I still don't have it.
That's why I'm advising you. People are giving it out for free. So
And it's not tied to your job.
No.
You can decide to quit nursing and you still have your permanent residency.
All that I have to do is just to pay them out, and that is it. They don't have anything to do with my green card. Nothing.
So did you come with an agency?
So my whole reason for going to the UK to get everything done from UK was I wanted to avoid that agency stuff. So that's why I was so bent on going to the UK to do everything myself.
Yeah.
So I found ways to do it, but then I still have to go through an agency.
Okay.
So some of the hospitals who do direct hire, they still contact the agencies.
Yeah.
But then they pay, like they sort the agencies out. So apparently my agency, my hospital gives them $5,000 for every person they bring to them. And out of that $5,000 is what they give to people who refer us to them. And guess how much they give to the people who are referring us to the agencies? $1,000. I asked my international manager, nurse manager, and I was like, can we refer people to you guys ourselves? He was like, yeah, and you get the $5,000 yourself. And I was like, what?
Just refer me.
So if I refer like 2 people, I get 10,000. That's like, yeah.
There's money in this country, like I always say, like there's so much money. Like.
And do you know that referral bonus, like the sign-up bonus, is actually a thing?
How much they give you?
10,000.
They give you 10,000.
Yes.
They give you 10,000.
Yes.
Joyce.
But they tax everything. So they taxed the 10,000, and I had like 6,500.
It's the money.
Yeah, free money, and I use that as a base to pay part of the car.
Wow, that's so nice. So what would you say are the not so pleasant things about this country that we should be aware of?
I wouldn't really know to say because I'm extra careful. I can't really follow my husband to go out. He's like the all-out person trying to explore, and I feel like I'm so scared all because of the things I've heard. But I just have to let my guard go a bit, and then I can explore and understand things. Because that's the only way I'm going to find out, oh, I like this thing, I don't like this, then I experience this thing. And so I just have to relax. I can't really say what is really challenging. But with me coming from UK, I think one challenging thing is that, I mean, if you're coming from outside a place that doesn't use credit score system, you will be okay. But with a place that I experienced, that I've used it and I knew how good it was, and now I've come to a place that I don't have it and I have to sometimes.
So the thing is, you can't transfer your credit score from the UK to the US. So you're not building your credit.
You're not building your credit. So there is a thing where you can transfer your credit score. So you can transfer to get credit cards. But you can't transfer the actual score. So you have to start all over again. But then for them to give you credit cards, they can get your credit score from there and check and give you a credit card based on that. So that's what we did. But still, there are certain things that you really need to get off credit. Because sometimes you don't have to pay for everything just because you have the money. So that's the only thing I'm struggling with at the moment. But I think with time, it will change,
So what is your yearly salary, like per annum?
90K.
Per year?
90K, yeah. And that is like your raw.
And that is before overtime?
Yeah.
So if you make overtime, what's your hour rate?
So I was looking into doing overtime night, but with my hourly rate that I'm getting and the extra amount they're going to give me, I think when I calculated it, I will be getting like $75 to $77 an hour.
$77
Yeah, for a night shift, yeah.
What are we still doing in the UK? Wow. Joyce, your final word to me, from your heart. As a sister, be honest with me.
Honestly.
We know we bought a house, Joyce.
Nanelle, but we had disagreements. We had this convo. You knew we were coming. What happened? What happened? Honestly, it doesn't matter. You could leave that house in UK, don't sell it. You can be a real estate part-time there and just come. Because I always tell people, like, when you have, like, don't be in a dilemma, like decide and come. That is when you're going to experience it. Because if you try to find reasons for not coming, definitely you're going to find some. You get reasons. Just come and you're going to experience it. I said, I don't know if it was because I had made my mind I was coming. I just love this place. And I've never regretted this place. And I feel settled in my heart. I feel settled.
And you are glowing, I can see that.
Oh, no, the peace.
I don't know if it's the husband or it's the US. But whatever it is, it's working.
Yeah, but I find I'm very much settled in my heart that I'm here, because all this while, this is what I've wanted. So, yeah.
I'm happy.
Oh,
happy for you too.
please come.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll leave Joicel's channel in the description. Go follow her for everything you need to know about the US. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.